All right, pussies, hello and welcome back to another one. You guys know on this channel, we absolutely love an abysmal skate park. Now this one actually makes me feel bad for the town that it's in because this is Anstey and this is a 45 grand masterpiece. $60,000 for my American audience, and where it went, we have no idea. Honestly, you could have put design me a skate park into ChatGPT and you would have got a 10 times better result than this. So it's worth also mentioning that this skate park is literally a matter of weeks old. About 2.5 weeks ago, the skate park was unveiled by the Anstey PC1 Instagram account. This is the local council member speaking on the park.
Hi, I'm Glyn McAllister, Chair of Anstey Parish Council. It's lovely to be here this morning to see our new skate park. This was a project that we've commissioned following community consultation, and it's been funded by developers' contribution from Cora Homes Limited of over £45,000. We're really pleased that it's available now for the village to use, and hopefully when the weather gets better the kids are going to love it. So bye.
As you can tell by the video, there is absolutely no thought in this man's eyes that he's been scammed whatsoever, but I can tell you right now, either they've pocketed the money or the builders involved have pocketed the money. But yeah, we're going to get through the whole thing and show obstacle by obstacle, so let's get back to it. And see if we can figure out where some of that money went. Like, first off, we've got this, the mani pad. Now, as a manual pad, you've got no run up, you've got no roll away, and if we take one look at the coping, it looks like a bee has stung it, and that shit has got allergies out the arse because this is way too swollen and way bigger than it ever should be. With the mani pad itself, it's actually fairly usable, I guess. Like, the materials are all right, but for the price, this averages out, bear in mind we've got 5 obstacles here, this averages out at £9,000 per obstacle put down, which is ridiculous. And even if we give, let's say 20 grand for the flooring, which is just basic tarmac, say this costs 20 grand. That makes every obstacle 5 grand a piece, which is ridiculous. But anyway, let's have a quick go on the mani pad, see if we can hit it from our furthest point back. See if we can hit a manual first try. And then straight into the mud. Maybe I shouldn't have worn white shoes, but that ship has long sailed by now. So pop this bad boy up and take a look at it as a grinding ledge. So would you want to hit this? It's more like a flat bar than it is an actual ledge. Like, just take one look at the movement we've got on there. You're going to be much better off sliding and popping out. To be fair, you could get a good pop out than you would actually grinding it on the truck. So let's give it a quick truck grind and see if we can make it work, because Lord knows not many other people are going to in its lifetime. Wow. Whoa. Actually going off today. But yeah, the manual pad, the ledge, absolutely abysmal, one side to the other. This side's even worse, to be honest, because you've got even less run up because the park stops here. But if you're going from the other side, at least you could start from over here. Anyway, the manual pad. Obstacle number 1, solid 1 out of 10. Let's move on to the middle one, and probably the most egregious obstacle of the whole lot, the pyramid. Now, the pyramid itself has 8 different segments. This is an octamid, and it actually has 4 main banks. Here, 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 and here. All 4 of which have literally no run up and roll away. Let's start from the one nearest the mud. Like, if we want to hit this one, we're running from here. Like, you're going to be on the ramp by the time you even get on your board. Let's try it. Theory concluded. And then straight into the kicker. And then from this side, you've got the exact same problem. Even less landing, but a little bit more roll away. You can maybe do like 1 strong push to get up there. Maybe a manual across. Jesus. And then again, straight into the mud pie. You better hope you ain't hitting a stone, because if you are, you're going face first into a face mask. Anyway, we've got corner segments here as well, these bits, which the transition of is way too aggressive. Just take one look at this right here. The banks, actually a lot more possible. Like, if you wanted to go up and do a trick to fakie, let's say if we come from this angle over here, we could probably hit that tiny corner there into the main bank like this, up, and then come back down the same way. I would say that's the only real segment of the park, unless you go from corner to corner. If I go straight over it, we could potentially manual the top if we're feeling lucky, like this. But honestly, other than that, you ain't gonna get much action. And even then, I still went straight into that face mask that we mentioned earlier. Anyway, the pyramid, probably the most egregious.
And no picture tells the story better than this drone footage from above. Honestly, if someone has sent you this video and you're a council member designing a skate park, look at the lines on the screen right now. All of those are entrance and exit lines, and none of which can be used because of the obstacles blocking them. And that goes for scooters, blades, biker, or skateboarder, all of which can't use the skate park because you didn't take into consideration the people that might use it.
Definitely the biggest waste of money out of all of it because it's the biggest obstacle. It's all made out of metal, and you've just got nowhere to skate it other than the two ways I just showed you, which again, for beginners, are not going to be optimal in the slightest. Then on the right hand side, we've got this little jump box here. Same problem as the rest of it. You've got no run up. This one's definitely a lot more achievable. Say if you wanted to do a trick like out the side of it, maybe like this. That's probably going to be your best bet for this one. Like if we could do the same thing from the other side, if you go backside and I start in this corner, we'll just go for a little back one through the mud. It's pretty terrible, but I mean, it fits the atmosphere. So let's keep moving. If you wanted to jump it, probably not going to happen. Bear in mind, this park was literally unveiled 3 weeks ago. And just look at the state of it. Absolutely disgusting. Like, look at the top. Looks like it's been here for years. Looks like they found this at an old skate park in a different country and just shipped it over here. Like, this is stolen goods right here. This is literally stolen goods. Now, the kicker up, penultimate obstacle, this thing will launch you straight into the shadow realm. By that, I mean the mud. The same as the rest of the pieces. Again, almost no run up. This one you probably got the best run up for, especially if you're on a bike or a scooter and you weren't afraid of landing in the mud. You can start over here and get like a proper running run up, like. But again, where are we gonna go? Now, if we wanna hit it from this side, we could potentially ollie into it, but I might hang up my back wheels. Bear in mind, my feet and my board are getting very slippery from this, but if we go up. Yeah, it's got one of them edges where it's not quite flat. You see there's a lip there if you come really close. Like, you see that? That means that if the wheel gets caught, it can get stuck on the truck, as you see there, and we can't lift back over. So your best bet for this is just to launch into the concrete and just roll into the grass and just accept the loss because this is the best you've got. Now, our final obstacle has the exact reverse problem of that first one, the mani pad, and that is this one has no coping. So the first one is just a flat rail on the side of a mani pad. This one is just a flat box just there. And honestly, the top bit is ambition incarnate. Whoever thought that they could hit this is ridiculous. Again, like I said at the start, you could put in ChatGPT, build me a skate park, and you would get better than this. So let's start with the low ledge, see if it grinds well, and then we'll attempt the top one real quick. So hit it from, yeah, honestly, that's maybe the best bit of the entire park, because at least if you wanted to go slowly, you could do that. Start from like here. If you wanted to practice maybe a little 50-50 front shove, then I guess you could. But again, you're gonna have to be ready to jump off at the first possible chance. Now we'll have a couple of tries at the big boy ledge, see where we end up. We'll start off with a real slow ollie. And then I've got no space, no time to set up whatsoever. And if I wanted to ollie on the top bit, it would have been nice for them to not put the kicker in the way. Just look at it. How am I supposed to hit that top bit unless I come from this angle over here? And honestly, like, who's doing that? The percentage of skateboarders that are landing that, very small. Very, very small indeed. And that goes without even saying, we've got one of the nicest run-ups to one of the longest rails you've ever seen, but it doesn't quite make it into the park. Perhaps for a bike it might work, but honestly, this is Anstey skate park, 45 grand, where has it gone? Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.